Welcome back to The Express at the Abbotsford Rec Center with the Yale Hockey Academy. We're going to switch sticks with our next story to meet a field hockey star who made history.
Good, Casey.
Several members of the Canadian women's national field hockey team practice on a cool day in March. Among them, Poonam Sandhu, who happens to be the first Punjabi girl ever to make the national field hockey team, and she did so at the age of 17.
Well, I started playing for Vancouver when I was about 12 years old, and then from there I progressed into provincial and then finally into national I got selected into camps, and then from there I got selected onto the team. So it's just kind of been a slow progression, but yeah, I've made it here, and I've been here for 4 years now, so hopefully I can stay and really make a difference.
Also hoping to make a difference is head coach Luis Mendonça, who brings more than 20 years of coaching experience to the women's national team.
And then on the reverse stick, you would pull it and smash it. Nah, you wouldn't pull it back here.
He also succeeded in coaching the men's national team to the Beijing Olympics in 2008.
Good job, ladies.
Luis is awesome. He's been here for 4 years, and he's really taken this program and built it into what it is today. What you see, what the girls are doing, is really because of him and his tactics, his ideas, and everything he brings to the team. So he's awesome.
The women's national team is currently ranked 19th in the world, and they practice several times a week to continue improving.
The program is working towards getting into the top 10 and then eventually getting into the top 6. And from there, you could usually strike for a medal. So the long-term goal is for this country and the women's national team to be in the top 6 in the world.
And even as Poonam and her teammates remain focused on this goal, it's practices like these that keep them coming back day after day.
I just like, I guess, the team aspect of it. Just, being creative, scoring goals, teamwork. It's just the atmosphere that I really like about the sport.
Yeah!
In Vancouver, I'm Kendall Harris for The Express.
Woo! You can see Poonam and the national women's field hockey team play against Japan's national team in July. You can get more information at fieldhockey.ca. Now, up next on our hockey special, the gloves are off for a group of BCIT grads who are following their dream of developing their very own hockey video game.
And with some bruising. It's the most controversial aspect of pro hockey. Some say it's barbaric and should be banned. Others say it's part of the game.
It's been around since well before I was born. It differentiates us from a lot of the other sports, and it's some of the reason why fans pay the big ticket price to go to the games. So I don't think it should be eliminated.
And that demand is why these BCIT digital media graduates are developing a hockey game for the Xbox 360, a game more about fighting than hockey.
You get to choose your selection of fighters. There's 2 different fighters that you would be up against, and you battle for supremacy, really. It's an arcade style and feel game where you would punch the other player until you knock out teeth, gaining points and all the rest.
Despite the savagery, this is actually a sophisticated venture. Here, game designers and artists have been working for months to create original characters based on lesser-known hockey heroes.
Gina Ojik was a big favorite of ours because he's a Vancouver Canuck. And also from old movies which we liked a lot, like Slapshot, we used Reg Dunlop and Steve Hansen. The Hansen brothers, of course, were big influences.
The next step is to integrate realistic fighting motions, and for that, they'll have to use motion capture technology.
We're going to bring in prop actors, and we have all these animations captured from the motion capture session, and then we bring it into the game and play out these animations sequentially.
It's a lot of work.
No, I don't even get to play games, to be honest.
And they face immense personal and financial pressure to succeed. Still, 7 friends working together on the game they love doesn't get any better than that.
And the fact that we enjoy coming to work every day, we get to laugh, wear our jerseys, support our team, build a hockey fighting game that we think will have, great acceptance, it's pretty good.
I'm Tim Chung in Vancouver for The Express.
The game will be released on Xbox 360 sometime next year. And if you'd like to get more information on all of V7's projects, you can go to their website, v7entertainment.com. Now you're watching our Express Hockey Special, and we've got an all-star and something unusual coming up. After the break, underwater hockey at UBC.
Even though we're wearing masks and snorkel and we've got gloves in our heads, wooden sticks, they ask us, you guys playing water polo?
A young draft from Yale Hockey Academy. You're only, 15, is that right?
Yeah, in August, turning 16.
The Express. This is your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
Makeup services for Shaw TV, provided by Beauty Mark.
Training tips are brought to you by Team Diabetes.
More than 9 million Canadians are living with diabetes, including my older sister. She was diagnosed with type 1 when she was just 3 years old. I want to find a cure. She's my inspiration to run a half marathon in Iceland with Team Diabetes. The only problem is, I hate running. When you're pounding it out on the pavement, you gotta find ways to put yourself back together.
Restorative yoga is my favorite kind of yoga. It's actually the opportunity to relax. We do so many things in our lives that makes things harder, and restorative is an opportunity to learn how to make things easier. And this goes under here, and relax.
And this is it, but it's like I'm not doing anything.
That's the point. We do use a lot of props in restorative yoga because we don't want you to do any work at all. We're trying to take the work out of your body and let the props do it for you. Normally in a restorative class, we hold this posture for 3 to 5 minutes.
I love the yogi wisdom.
Restorative yoga is super beneficial for runners or training for half marathons because these athletes themselves are really good at activating their muscles and working very hard. They're not so good at relaxing and turning off their muscles.
Okay, Chris, I think I get it. They're props like toys, but they're actually propping me up as well. If only I had props for the run.
Namaste.
To donate or sign up, go to teamdiabetes.ca. For Shaw TV, I'm Johanna Ward.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
Hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by The Lounge Hair Studio, loungehairstudio.com.
Welcome back to The Express, hanging with the Yale Hockey Academy in Abbotsford. Now, Shay, you have some pretty exciting news. Recently won gold with Team Canada, was it?
Yeah, it was in Halifax, and yeah, we went pretty strong there and came home with the gold.
And then you were also been in the States recently because you're playing for Seattle.
Yeah, it was pretty fun getting called up to play for the team, and it's a really great experience. So yeah, it was just fun being down there with the boys and experiencing the life of the WHL.
Okay, but you're only, 15, is that right?
Yeah, in August, turning 16, so.
Okay, and how old, the average age on the team?
Like 18, 17.
So what's that like?
Oh, they're big. There's some pretty big boys out there, and I just gotta watch my play and play up with them.
With the Yale Hockey Academy has helped. So, what would be the number one thing you think you've learned?
I think Brad Vaughn being a great teacher and being on the ice 3 times a week really helps my skills and helped me develop my game mentally and physically.
Well, then, if I want to come cheer you on, I don't know much about hockey, so what do I say if I want to cheer you on? It's just go Chipmunk?
Either
right,
that
the nickname? Do you want to keep that nickname?
It's up to you. It's up to you. I work with Theodore too, but it's all yours.
When Congratulations to Shay. Definitely one to watch. And I'd love to see how he would do with our next version of hockey. It's a fast-paced game played on the floor of a swimming pool. Yeah, it's underwater hockey at UBC.
The sport of underwater hockey is a bit of a head-scratcher, mostly because very few people have ever seen it.
We're not a spectator sport because we're on the pool bottom, and so people look at us and they see us in the water and they see a bunch of people coming up, and even though we're wearing masks and snorkel and we've got gloves in our heads, wooden sticks, they ask us, "You guys playing water polo?"
Definitely not. Underwater hockey may be one of the only sports that asks its players to do without a basic human need: breath.
We're only on the bottom for maybe 10 seconds at a time. We take a deep breath, we swim down to the bottom, you work very quickly. You're not really standing still, you're actually swimming quite quickly. You make a play and you go back up again.
Exactly how underwater hockey got its start is up for debate. Some say it developed in the 1950s as a way for divers to keep fit in the off-season. Others say ice hockey players started it. Either way, it's now played over most of the world, and if you've watched it, it's usually on YouTube.
There's a learning curve, and the first thing you have to do is learn to use a mask and snorkel. So we're holding our breath, you have to learn how to control your attitude in the water, basically get down to the pool bottom, get yourself flat on the bottom so you can address the puck.
Melanie is one of the best underwater hockey players in Canada. Having gone to the World Championships many times, she got her start right here at UBC.
I actually met my husband playing underwater hockey, so it's you can play, even though the guys typically weigh more than the girls, there's different skill sets. We do more teamwork, tends to be if we're playing as a women's team or with girls, rather than relying on as big passes as men might. Yeah, but it works really well. The water is actually a really good equalizer.
Do you get a lot of respect from outside of the underwater hockey world?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
But they don't really seem to care. I'm Erin Shaw in Vancouver for The Express.
Underwater hockey is more popular in Australia and New Zealand, but it is gaining momentum here in Canada. The UBC team practices on Wednesday nights and Sunday mornings, and they always welcome newcomers. You're watching our Express Hockey Special, and that's where we're shining our Express Spotlight. It's a game WHL fans won't want to miss. The final regular season game of the Vancouver Giants' 10th anniversary season will be a memorable one for Giants fans. Cheer on the Abbotsford Heat as they battle against the Hamilton Bulldogs next Saturday, March 19th at the Abbotsford Entertainment and Sports Centre. And likely we don't need to remind you, but of course you don't want to miss the Vancouver Canucks versus Colorado Avalanche home game next Wednesday, March 16th. Also, the BC High School Hockey Provincial Championships are happening May 14th and 15th in Abbotsford at the MRC Arena, and you can cheer on Yale, the defending champs. Now that's it for today's Express from the Yale Hockey Academy. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.